Welcome to the Ring Masters Podcast, Chicago's most trusted source to educate, guide, and give you tips and advice for choosing and purchasing the right diamonds, custom engagement rings, and wedding bands. Here's our expert design chief, Kurosh Daneshkar, and our diamond experts, Maury Taffershe and Terry Hanley. This podcast is brought to you by Chicago's own Wedding Bands and Company, where we believe marriage is too important for ordinary jewelry.
Hello everyone, here we are with another episode of Ringmaster, here with Maury Taffershe, Terry Hanley, and Kurosh Daneshkar. We're going to talk about the episode about engagement ring metal. What metal should we buy for the engagement ring? What is different between platinum, white gold, all the question around the metal. This is one of the most question is coming up when it's about the jewelry, and a lot of people, they don't know where to go. And if you go to any website, it depends what they are selling, they're going to advertise that more. But we want to give us our honest opinion and give us our experience working with metal. 30 years with me, and is I see rings I made 30 years ago, and they came back for repair. How many times they came back? So I explained that in detail. So first question is coming. I'm gonna ask this to Terry. What is the difference between yellow gold, 14 karat, 24 karat, 18 karat? So what these carats are for some of the audience, you can explain.
Yes, and first off, I should say that when we talk about carats in this sense, we're talking about carats with a K compared to carats with a C, which we utilize when we talk about weights, stone weights, weights of diamonds, so on and so forth. So carats in this aspect, this application, is referring to the gold content, how much gold is in that piece versus alloy. In like 14 karat gold, you actually have 58.5% precious metal, with the rest of that being alloy. 18 karat gold, you're going to have 75% versus 25%. 24 karat gold is pure gold with no alloy mixed in whatsoever. The alloys will vary depending on kind of the refinery and who's putting it together. But, and then always keep in mind too, when you step into like 14 karat white gold, it's the alloy that makes that metal white.
White gold. Yes. So the difference between these, let's say when we are making 18 karat gold, 75% of that alloy is pure gold and 25% is other metal. And these other metal, if it's going to be totally pure, for example, copper, is going to make the color of the gold reddish, which today we call it rose gold.
Yeah, we just use for the white gold. Technically, there is no such a thing as white gold, so we're using pure gold, and then we add, if you're using a 14 karat white gold ring, so it's going to be 58.5% of the pure gold, yellow, and then it's going to be 41.5% nickel. So that's what makes it white.
Mm-hmm. Nickel and silver. So it's a combination of everything.
Yeah, and then if it's going to be rose gold, it's going to be 41.5% of a copper.
So the variation of those alloy adding to the pure gold is going to give a different color to the gold. But one thing you have to understand, you never ever going to reach 100% white. So when they are making a white gold in the alloy, the gold is going to be a little bit yellow tint. And to solve this problem, to make it looks very white, they played it with a metal which called it rhodium. Rhodium is a plating any jeweler does. When they are making a white gold, they plate it with rhodium, which is a pure white metal, and to make the whole ring very, very white. So if you buy in a white gold, 18 karat, 14 karat, or 9 karat, 10 karat, anything white gold, after wearing it a year, you see a different change on the bottom, especially in the bottom of the ring, a little bit change of the color to yellowish. And that's totally normal. There's nothing wrong with your 14 karat white gold ring. and you had to take it back to the jeweler. Majority of jeweler, they charge to the rhodium plate that, polish and rhodium plate. If we buy it from us in Wedding Bands Company, we offer this for lifetime. We do the cleaning and rhodium once a year. So right now we also want to talk about which one is better for holding a diamond. Is it better to buy 18 karat gold, or it is better to buy 14 karat gold?
It's again just like a diamond. It's a matter of preference. And sometimes it's a matter of cultural. I've had customers that they come from Middle East, and they usually go with the higher carat because that's how it is back home, like in India, Asia, and all the Middle Eastern countries. So they usually don't use a 14 karat because they think it doesn't have any values, but it does. But that's a matter of cultural thing. But when it comes here, as far as the strength, we usually, if you're stuck between 14 and 18, we recommend to go with the 14 because it's going to be stronger since it has more alloy, and it's going to make the ring stronger. And because the softer it gets, the more carat you have in the gold in the ring, the softer your ring is going to get, and it's going to be viable to the scratches or being bent.
That's why in let's say in United States, most of the jewelry you see in the market, they're going to be 14 karat.
Yeah.
And 14 karat is harder to hold the diamond. But don't think if you say 18 karat gold ring, you're going to say, oh, those diamonds, they're going to fall off. No, there are totally, if you go to Middle East, if you go to Asia, China, if you go to Japan, all of those countries, Iran, which I grew up, everything is 18 karat. And believe me, all of them, they have diamond. No, none of those diamonds come out. So I seen people, they come in and we are talking about what kind of gold, and they say, oh, we have this ring in the showcase, the 18 karat. So, oh, 18 karat is soft. No, it is softer than white gold. So if we are making a ring and you have a choice to pick between 14 karat and 18 karat, and like Maurice said, you don't have any cultural thinking of doing 18 karat, which one is the best? We recommend 14. But if you see in the showcase 18 karat gold, or you see 18 karat gold and you like, there's nothing wrong with it. And there are tons of ring in the market you're going to see they're 18 karat, especially if they produce in China or Hong Kong, they use 18 karat. So using an 18 karat white gold, it's absolutely nothing going to make it any different in your diamond. But for yellow gold, when you do 18 karat yellow, is much richer color, more yellower and more nicer to me. As a designer, if I want to do a yellow gold ring, I prefer to work with 18 karat yellow.
Yeah,
they're going to make it much nicer. So other question is what you should choose for the metal of the engagement ring. If you don't have any idea, or you want to do it totally on your own, you don't want to get any opinion from anybody else, you want to do a surprise, should you go with a yellow gold or white gold? So I want to say again, listen to her, see if she make a comment about the yellow gold or 14 karat gold. Other thing is, see other jewelry she's wearing. So if she's wearing mostly yellow gold, you want to see earrings she's wearing, the yellow gold pendant she's wearing, sometimes even they're custom but they're yellow. So you should consider a yellow gold engagement ring. And if you see most of the stuff she's wearing, they're white, and there's absolute no white at all and no yellow at all, so you have to go with the white. So this is one hint to watch for everything. But
well, personally, I always feel as if it kind of sets the diamond off. I like that contrast, especially if you get into the higher color. on the diamond, that DEF color, that really crisp look. And then you set it against, again, I love 18 karat yellow gold. You set it against that 18 karat yellow gold, you just set up a real nice strong contrast that, me personally, I believe it's spectacular. Again, it's so much of it's going to depend on what she tends to gravitate towards. How the metal plays against her skin tone, all that kind of stuff. But that contrast of that diamond and the yellow is always one of my favorite looks.
Mhm.
Ultimately classic look.
Other thing is reaction of a reflection of prong to a diamond. So if you have a very white diamond and then you put the yellow gold prong, there's a chance you get some of the reflection of those prong on the diamond. So you want to avoid that and try to go with the white
Head.
So white head.
Or prong area.
So kind
Yeah,
of
the top part that is sitting and holding the diamond, the main stone, and is sitting on top of the lower part that we call it shank, that part we call it head.
head
Yeah.
setting.
Which usually has, it could be 4 prongs or it could be 6 prongs depending on the design and the shape of the stone. So that's the one. It could be many shapes and styles. It could be, claw prongs, and these are all explained on the website that we have. And you can Google it. Pretty much, you can find it everywhere else.
So one thing I want to say that the percentage of the ring we sell, as wedding bands company, we do custom work and everything we do mostly custom. Majority of the ring we design and we make customized, we use platinum, to which we're going to get to the platinum right now. Right now, we didn't talk about anything about platinum. And then we have about, let's say 30% white gold, and then we have like 10% yellow.
And I think we also have to kind of look at that in terms of at this point in history.
Yeah.
Yellow is just kind of making its way back in, again, along with rose gold, and but it's just kind of making its way back into the market. Whereas, again, I've been around a long time, whereas 30 years ago down here in our neighborhood and selling, probably 80-90% of what we did was in the yellow gold. So everything moves kind of in trends, but we're definitely moving back into an era of yellow. But the majority of what we do currently is the white.
White.
The white gold or platinum.
Platinum.
Yeah.
So let's talk about platinum. This is a good point. Right now we explained the gold, we talk about white gold, and we a little bit talk about rhodium, what the rhodium does. So let's talk about platinum. Platinum is a pure metal. It's white. It's a precious metal. It used to be more expensive than gold, but right now, if you check the price of platinum, it's a little bit less than gold. But you have to consider one thing. When we are making a ring, when we work with platinum, we use pure platinum. But when we are making a 14 karat gold, we use 58% pure gold. So in other hand, still 14 karat gold per ounce is less expensive than platinum. But platinum, if you check the
raw metal prices.
Yeah, metal prices in past, it used to be up to you got up to $2,000.
Considerable difference at one point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And gold
platinum
was
being higher.
Yeah, and
platinum.
gold was 800.
Right.
And right now, platinum is 1,000.
950, a little under
today.
1,000.
Yeah, and then gold is 1,500.
1,500, yeah.
So what we have to say, when somebody work with platinum, everything is going to be different. The person is going to work platinum smith. They're more expensive per hour. If a jeweler, professional jeweler, charge $60 per hour, platinum smith who know laser and welding platinum and all the stuff regarding that is going to be about $95 per hour. So it's way different when you work with platinum.
It's a more difficult
More
metal
difficult.
to work with. Yes.
I start as a bench jeweler, and when I started about 30 years ago, I was 17 years old, and in the beginning I just worked with silver and gold, and then after I work in one of the well-known designer in Iran, Mr. Shirazi. When I work in his firm as a jeweler, in that place I learned about platinum. And I remember that time, if we had inquiry about platinum, they didn't have the equipment. They have to send it to a special person in Tehran who's going to work with platinum. And it was like totally different area. And then after I moved to United States 20 years ago and I opened my shop, then I found out this is very popular here. And we explained why is it popular. And then I have to learn about platinum, learn the casting, learn buy the equipment, and then I found out when I sat work with platinum, I see how beautiful it is. It's hard, but as a jeweler, when you work with the yellow gold, like you want to bend something, you bend it and it comes back. And it kind of, we always say as a jeweler, bent jeweler is not listening to you. You try to get one kind of curve and you try to do this with a special plier. You do it, you bring it where you want, but white gold has that spring to feel. Yeah. It goes back, okay. And you have to keep doing that until you get it. Then you have to hammer it, and then if you hammer it, you lose the shape. But man, platinum is totally different. It looks like you're working with the clay. So if you want to create something handmade, it's amazing. And when you weld it, if you know how to weld it, this welding is going to be forever. And especially today, we use laser.
I was just going to say that. Yeah. That has created a huge change in the platinum market in terms of what can be done. So the laser welding process is what we're referring to compared to torch soldering. Yeah.
It's different. So platinum, it's one of the beauty of it is the molecule are having a great gravity to each other and they're holding each other perfectly. When you're working with it, they're not gonna tear apart. When you wear it, also they are holding each other. When your ring is gonna hit a surface or something, the metal, the molecule there are moving, not destroying and not getting the cut. So platinum, you get more dent, but actually you're not losing it. Compared to white gold or yellow gold, you're losing a metal when you get the scratches. So if you want to do something with intricate design, with a lot of detail, a lot of engraving, a lot of pavé diamond, if you're doing custom work, you want to invest thousands of dollars in designing, I recommend go platinum. Because this ring is going to last long, and you someday offer it to another generation, is going to become a family heirloom. So you want to make it with platinum and use that. And if you're buying also, and you just buying off of the showcase, and you have a budget to go a little bit more, go with platinum because the ring is going to last longer. Yeah. So Terry, through the years you work with people, tell me about the repair when they come back.
Well, it's interesting, and I was going to go there. One point regarding platinum and just the value of it versus gold, so on and so forth. Because something to keep in mind too, as we were saying before, platinum is 90 to 95% precious metal, with the rest of it being alloy, compared to gold being 58.5 versus the rest of that being. Platinum is also, because it's denser, it's harder, it's about 60% heavier. So you're actually getting a lot more metal. Yes, it's a little more money out of pocket in terms of the finished piece, but reality is you're getting a lot more of the precious metal in the same piece. So it's interesting. You were saying regarding repairs and things like that, and that's always kind of fascinating. Again, I've been around long enough, and for many years I dealt heavily in estate and antique pieces. And in those years, before laser welding, laser soldering that we can do today, in those years, a platinum piece that had stones set in it, you literally could not do anything with it unless you went in and removed all of those stones and then repaired it and then reset all of those stones. The reason is the burning point of stones, of diamonds, the burning point of diamonds is lower than the melting point of
the stone.
platinum. So you had to heat it up beyond that burning point, so you'd burn up all the diamonds or basically char them on the exterior. They could be polished and repaired and stuff, but it was not something you wanted to have to go through. So it's interesting. I mean, even at the point when we went a number of years ago, back in the 80s, we went through the gold rush when metal prices were going through the ceiling, and we were buying scrap off the street so fast and the platinum off the street.
Oh,
And
Terry, you want to tell the story?
so
You
many-
used to buy a gold band, a ring from somebody, or a bracelet from somebody, and then they sell it. Can you tell that from that time?
Well, are you referring to like with the hammer breaking the stones out?
No.
Oh.
You were telling me from that time when people they are buying gold and metal, it used to be people they were working on the stock exchange.
Oh,
so they
yeah.
buy a gold ring, a gold bracelet in the morning, and next day.
Oh
they
yeah,
come
yeah.
sell-
Well, yeah. I usually traders, commodities traders. Again, here in Chicago, we had two of the largest trading markets in the country. The Chicago Exchange, Chicago Mercantile Exchange, and there were real traders on the floor, guys that screamed and hollered all day, and they all wore these colorful vests, and they were a breed of characters in themselves. Wild guys, wild guys. And you got to remember, and all of them very young, all of them at the same age I was back then, so on and so forth. So I had a huge clientele of them. And what Cruz is referring to, I always joke that I would sell them a Rolex at 10 o'clock in the morning, or solid gold something at 10 o'clock in the morning. And then at 6 o'clock or 5 o'clock in the evening, when they had to cash out at the end of the day, and if they had a terrible day, they've got to quickly raise the cash in order to cash out and balance out for the end of the day. So I'd sell them the Rolex at 10 o'clock in the morning, and I'd buy it back at 5 o'clock at night so they could check out. Yeah, always an adventure. Again, those were incredible years. But my point with platinum, where I was kind of heading with that, is that there was a period where the gold prices and the metal prices were rising so fast that when we were buying up so much metal, stuff just all day long. It's all we do is buy and buy and buy. And we had to get it to the refinery that night, because in case the markets crashed through the course of that night and metal prices came tumbling down, which eventually they did, they always do. The metal prices came tumbling down, we'd get burned. So we'd have to get the stuff to the refinery. So what we would do, we would literally be sitting there, these beautiful, it breaks my heart today when I think about it, these beautiful Art Deco pieces, but were damaged in some way or another, and they were unrepairable because we didn't have laser welding at that time in history. Yeah, so we literally, I remember standing over a big plastic garbage can with hammers, with beautiful platinum Art Deco brooches and things like that, with a hammer just breaking them up to get the stones out. The stones were worth nothing to us compared to the metals. To get the stones out, all the little melee, all the little stones, breaking them up, get all the stones out so we could get the metal itself clean, so our refinery would accept it. Because if they had to do that, they wouldn't buy it. So you talk about just craziness, and the change of the laser process in the repair and regards to platinum. It's changed it entirely.
Mm-hmm. So I want to add this about the laser. Actually, laser came to the market in about 2000.
Right.
2000. The technology came from Germany. There was a Germany Romanov company. They designed equipment with jeweler they could use, and it's just so interesting that when I just got to US for a while, I worked in a manufacturing company called North American Jewelers. They were 300 jewelers, and then they brought us that laser machine, and I was one of the first one. I got trained to use a laser machine, and I learned about it. And they had one, and then they bought two because everybody used laser. Before, like all the jeweler, I was bench jeweler, and we were so many bench jeweler, they didn't know how to use it. And then they realized, oh, this is cool. This is, very nice equipment.
And efficient.
So they put me as a laser boy.
Yeah.
I was the person doing laser for everybody. So I just sitting on laser from the morning and working until afternoon. And then I got a very good experience. So after I opened my first jewelry shop, what we did, we bought a laser machine.
Not an inexpensive
Not
proposition
inexpensive.
at that point in
So,
history, especially.
So I want to say this: that buying a torch was about $100,
Right.
and laser machine was $30,000. So we had to get the loan and get the machine.
Yeah.
But we were first one in Chicago, which we my company as beginning was wedding bands company, but we also put the branch of company called Laserfix. You remember?
Right. Oh yeah, yeah. I
Where
did
we
business
met.
with you back then.
And
Yes,
where we
right.
met. So
Right.
you
That's
used to
where we
work for
started.
Golden,
Right.
and then you
Right.
came for the laser.
Right.
So, and we put the laser and we repair. And I did so many laser for Art Institute. They had jewelry pieces they want to refurbish and put it back, and nobody could do it. But after having the laser, they found out, and I did pieces for repair for museum. So laser is one of the things is necessary to work with platinum.
Yeah.
And platinum and color stone. So one of the things, if you're thinking about buying platinum, just ask that jeweler you're working with, do you guys have a laser? Or because if your ring need to be size, if you need to be a repair, anything, you have to have a laser. And we have it. It is a very important part of working with platinum.
Basically, in today's world, it's become the backbone of the shops. You know, the technology, the laser, the 3D printing, all of that has become the backbone.
Which we have all of them.
Which we have all of them. Yeah, and what sets us apart. Yes. Yeah.
So we want to say my recommendation for the custom piece is always is platinum. Work with platinum. It lasts longer, hold longer. The diamond is more beautiful, is heavier, has more value. It make the diamond stunning. And then after that, if she prefers something white, I recommend 14 karat white gold, because white gold they hold the diamond better. And if she really wants to do yellow, I recommend use yellow on the shank and the prong in white gold.
Right. And with the yellow, I always push 18 karat. I love the look of it.
That's right.
But also in terms of 14 karat white gold versus 18 karat white gold, which we're seeing a lot of 18 karat coming in from out of the country. It's kind of a silly thing, because keep in mind it's the alloy that they add to it that makes the metal white. So it's the rhodium plating that is put on it at the end of the process that makes it really truly white. So you're really actually seeing the rhodium finish, not really the white gold. 18 karat's just going to be that much more yellow because it has that much less alloy making the metal white. So 18 karat white gold is kind of silly in my opinion. 18 karat yellow gold, absolutely, I love it. But if you're going to do the white gold, my advice is doing the 14 karat. But platinum's, especially in the market right now, it's just so worth taking the step up. The little bit of additional money that acquire out of pocket, it's well worth it. It's a great investment. Very few people truly have an allergy to gold itself. Really very, very, very tiny percentage. It's the alloy that gets mixed in with it that people tend to react to.
So the nickel.
It's usually the nickel that people are reacting to within it that create the problem.
Which I heard one of the refinery, they design a white gold 14 karat which has no nickel.
I've heard that too. I'm not familiar with it at this point.
We're not sure. But the best way to avoid the allergy problem if she has a sensitive skin is platinum the best. So platinum also gonna give you that peace of mind.
Right.
If you get a platinum, there's no allergy to it and anything like that.
Yeah.
So other thing last thing we want to say is when you have a gold ring, yellow gold ring, white gold ring, why after 10 years, 15 years, the prong or things they get worn out? And I want you to explain this.
Address it, yeah.
Yes.
Actually, honestly, majority of it's done in your sleeping hours.
That's it.
I always strongly advise my clients to take your pieces off at night, at home in your normal routine. Number one, it gives your finger an opportunity to flex back. If you look at your mother's or your grandmother's finger, they probably have that major groove thing going where they've worn the same ring on the same finger for 60 years. If you take it off every night, you'll never develop that. It'll allow you to be able to size rings better as the years go on. But also it's the friction against bed sheets. It's those prongs rubbing against your bed sheets. It's rubbing against pillowcases, getting tangled up in your bed sheets. And if you take it off every night, you'll avoid that. So I mean, it's a very slow process.
But it takes time.
But it happens.
It happens.
You know, many people that I've worked with that have been married for 50 years and have worn it for 50 years and never taken it off. That's usually the biggest issue is the prongs have worn down.
And I say in 10, 15 years.
Yeah,
10,
yeah,
15
yeah,
years.
yeah.
So imagine one thing. It's just you guys have to know is when we want to polish our jewelry in the shop, we use wheel,
right?
the wheel made of cotton,
Right.
same as the sheets.
Right.
Actually their
Right.
sheets,
That's a good point. Yeah.
actually their sheets, they sew them together and then we put them in the motor and
Yeah.
then we polish the ring.
Yeah, with a little rouge on there. Yeah.
So literally this happened when they're asleep. So they polish the ring and
Right.
they lose a little bit of gold.
A little bit of metal every night.
every
Yeah.
night.
Yeah.
But platinum, that's going to be happen less because it is stronger.
It's harder.
It's
Yeah.
harder.
And there's also just tangling up like a prong or something like that and pulling it back can create issues. If you can take your jewelry off at night like I said, in your normal routine, if you're traveling, things like that, don't. But in your normal routine, take it off. Let it soak in a little Windex every couple nights and rinse it off in the morning. It'll keep it clean. But just it's a really good habit to get into.
And nothing against anybody's opinion, but then I've had customers that they think that because they buy gold or platinum, their rings, it doesn't need anything, no maintenance at all, and for life it's going to go good.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah, I had this customer and she bought a 4-carat center stone and she was really, really sweet. They spent almost $40,000 on the ring. And then almost 3 months later, she came back and it was a yellow gold, 14-karat yellow gold. The shape was oval. And she goes, what happened to my ring? I said, I have no idea. It's your ring. And then she left it. She said, okay, can you fix it? I said, yeah, we'll try to, repair it. And then her mom came to pick it up the next day. And I was talking to her because I didn't know what happened to the ring. And she didn't mention anything about it. And then I told mom, I said, did you see her ring? She goes, yeah. I told her, take it off. And I said, why do you think it happened? She goes, yeah, ever since she got this job, she works for this IT company and she travels 5 days a week. So every single day she goes to the airport and she lifts all these luggages in the suitcases. Each one of them is 30 pounds.
Yeah.
And she uses the same hand, the right hand.
Right.
And it doesn't happen overnight.
Right.
But when she does it 90 days,
repetitions,
then
yes.
the ring is going to look like
Damage.
oval.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to fall out around.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I told her, hey, tell her to take it off.
Yeah.
Or lift it with the left hand.
Yeah.
The luggage.
Or as I advise my clients, especially if you're like going to the health club to work out and lift weights, things like that, take them off. It's a piece of jewelry. It's a piece of jewelry. A little bit of respect, a little bit of consideration.
And with the white gold, I just want to mention it because I had quite a few customers that they bought the white gold or yellow gold, either one. And then they come back after like 6 months or 7 months that they purchased it. It was brand new ring. And it has all these dots and stains on it. And they said, what happened? I said, I don't know. Where'd you guys go? And I tell them that, did you go to any public hotel? Like any of these hotels? Because they did. They went to the jacuzzi and they put so much chemicals in these. Because all the clients that they go in, they want to avoid all the diseases and and then they put so much chemical in it and they, without wearing, taking them out, they just go inside the jacuzzi, come out, it's like acid.
Yeah.
It's going to wear out.
Chlorine is one of the hardest
high
things.
Dosage.
Yeah, one of the hardest things on.
Yeah, it's going to mess up the
won't
whole
hurt the
gold.
diamonds.
Yeah.
Platinum's a little bit more resistant. I mean,
Yeah.
it's going to finish. It's with a repetitiously doing it. The finish may get a little funky, but
Purity of platinum. That's what happened. And
Yeah.
other thing is about platinum is if you study about piece they install in the bones in the medical surgery problem. So they made pure platinum. So one of the way they use platinum is to make those, because it's not gonna have any reaction to skin and allergy and everything. So it is a good choice if you think about it. But we are going to have a picture on our website in our blog post to show you 3 things. One is going to be white gold when you buy it, brand new, and then we're going to show them like after a year what's the color being changed, how much is yellow, is going to be horrible or is it just a little bit, because it's hard to explain to everybody that, but it's better to you guys see it. And then also we show you a platinum after new and wearing it a year. So in each way you go, anywhere, yellow gold, platinum, white gold, you have, like Mori said, you need to maintenance. You have to take it back to the jeweler, tell them you want to, they're going to check the prong, clean it, make sure everything's good, polish it, and give it back to you. Again, we do this, part of our job, part of our warranty, continuous lifetime, we do that. So every 6 months, any of our client you can ask, or you can see on social media, they said they bring their ring for cleaning, we clean them, we check the diamond, we make sure everything's good, we do a little bit of polishing. If it's in a year, they get one free rhodium, and then ring is going to be look back to original when you bought it, beautiful. And if you keep doing that, and then you watch you're not going to damage your ring, so your ring is going to last 50 years. It's going to last.
As it should, lifetimes.
So I always tell my clients, to bring this example that they can understand it, pretty well. That I say it has nothing to do with the price of the ring that you purchase. Some people think that if they purchase a $30,000 ring versus a $3,000 engagement ring, so they should not. That requires less maintenance. No. I always say it's just like, it doesn't matter if you buy a, Ford Focus or Bentley for $500,000. Both of them need maintenance, and you have to take care of them with love. You have to show affection. No matter what, you have to keep up with the maintenance. You cannot just say, I'm going to change the oil and put gas, and I expect it to go for life. No, both of them need attention, and it's you got to take care of them.
Yes.
Now, one of my, you may notice my preference towards platinum, but one of the things that I love about platinum is that it being, you don't have to polish it and re-rhodium plate it yearly. You can let it go. And I like platinum after it gets worn and kind of gets beat up and takes on kind of its own patina. To me, I kind of like that look, that feel of it just kind of having some character. And so me personally, anything I have like that, I let it just continue to go. And one of the, where white gold, you kind of every so many years, you're going to break down and want to have it re-rhodium. So that requires polishing it, refinishing it, and re-rhodium plating. But platinum, you can have it cleaned, you can have it inspected, just let it continue to go. And again, to me, it's like a pair of blue jeans. They look better after they've been worn 20 times than when they were brand new.
Very good.
Okay.
Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you for listening. We hope we bring value and entertain you, and we want you guys to know us more. And we love to hear back from you. If you have any question, drop us email, write a comment, share this audio with anybody you think they're in the market. We love to hear if anybody come from this podcast. We really appreciate if you let us know. It keeps us going. We love to continue that and make a beautiful package for anybody in this market. You come in and go, but my belief is, if you're doing a work, you do service to people, and that's the purpose of life, to give a service to each other. And I am grateful to work here with Mori and Terry, who are truly doing that same thing. And anybody work anywhere can make money. It's not about this. It's what you do, and you take it seriously. And when people, they come in through your life, you offer your service and you get paid anyway. But what about you do something, they're going to remember you, they're going to refer you, and they have a good memory, because that's only thing is going to left in this world. Materialism is going to be gone when we are gone, but what is going to be stay forever is a good memory. So maybe 100 years for now, somebody gonna say, "Oh, I remember my grandpa bought this ring from this jewelry. They were so nice." So would you be kind and share this? We love to tell the board we are ready to serve and we love what we do.
One last thing, when you say grandpa, I just want to say, I had this guy walked in, and then almost, a couple of years ago, and he said that, I know you. I said, how do you know me? He goes, my grandpa bought his ring from you.
Yeah, well,
I said,
I was
are you
just gonna go
serious?
again.
How old were your grandma? He goes, 95. I said, I was not even born yet.
Well, I've reached a point in life where I am at that point, where I am on third generation of family. So it is pretty scary, but it's just the reality, and it's a pleasure. One of my associates many years ago in the business, a very wise man, his motto with our business always was, don't worry about the money, don't worry about the money, don't worry about the money. Worry about making people happy.
Yes.
If we make people happy, the money will come. The money will come. Do what we do best, make people happy. And that's the philosophy I try to operate on.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much. We'll see you in next episode. Thank you.
Have a good one.
This podcast is brought to you by Chicago's own Wedding Bands and Company, where we believe marriage is too important for ordinary jewelry.